Hello everybody, welcome to StealthTV. I'm Stealth. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I tend to look at a bunch of amateur games, non-pros if you will. That doesn't mean they're bad, it just means they're not professional players. Mostly just because they're more fun to watch, and everybody does procast. But today I figured, you know what, since there's been some news and EG's had a new acquisition, let's take a look at some of his games. So up here in the top right of Cloud Kingdom, we're going to have no longer Mouse ThorZaIN. Now it's going to be EG ThorZaIN. And down here in the bottom left-hand position, we have none other than Leenock. MLG champion Leenock. So this should be an interesting match. ThorZaIN's TvZ has been greatly improving as he's gone by, or as time has gone by. Jeez, I can't talk right now. I'm all flustered. And I'll be interested to see how he does against Leenock. I believe this was from... You know what? I actually can't remember what this is from. I don't think it was Ladder, though. It might have been Ladder. Not exactly sure. I found it on just a random website, so that's all the info I really have early. But it is ThorZaIN, it is Leenock, so we'll see what happens with this match. So ThorZaIN's going to be getting up a barracks right away before his gas, but timing's usually just about right. Nothing too unusual there. And Leenock, it looks like he went for Hatch first, which on Cloud... Actually, this is not Cloud Kingdom, is it? It is Daybreak, I think. Oh boy, no, I got my maps confused. Yeah, I think this is Daybreak. Oh man, I'm horrible at this. Anyways, Leenock went and got his Hatch first, and he's going to lay down gas next. That's a bit interesting. The pool's going down now, but the gas first. I'm thinking roaches is going to be coming out here. There's hardly any reason to get gas first, unless you're going for really fast speed lanes maybe, but I'm not exactly sure. ThorZaIN's saving up that money. Looks like he's going to get an expansion up. Right, there it is. Woo! So yeah, like I said before, ThorZaIN has now joined Team EG, which has the likes of Huck and Idra and In Control, and really is becoming a powerhouse team. Even though none of their players usually tend to place very far, I mean, Huck is probably their best player, or was. I'd have to say ThorZaIN may be taking that. So, because Huck hasn't really been doing that great as of late. But, and of course, Idra and In Control haven't really been doing that good for very long either, or for a long time. Not that I don't like them, not that they're not good players. It's just in tournament settings they haven't been doing quite as good. So, yep, the Zergling speed was what Leenock had in mind with that early gas. And it looks like his timing's worked out perfectly for him, so who am I to say I do not play Zerg? It just seemed like Pool usually goes before Extractor. Well, he has... Oh, that's why he got it fast. He got it quick so that way you'd only have to have one drone on there mining gas in order to get enough for metabolic boost. Good idea. That's why that makes sense. And we're going to see some reactored Hellions out of ThorZaIN, so it's a pretty standard opening there. The one thing we're seeing that's not exactly standard is the double expand. This is a very greedy move, and I am kind of impressed to see it. Does he know that Leenock took a fast expand, or is he just assuming that Leenock took a fast expand? Whoa. Nope, he does know. So... he knows Leenock took a fast expand. The only way to beat fast expanding Zerg is to expand yourself. But I am curious as to where he's going to put this and still feel that it's secured enough. There is no engineering base, so he's not going to be able to morph it into planetary. Ooh, that Ling C... No, it did not. That's kind of amazing. It ran up the ramp, but it did not see the command center, so ThorZaIN's still going to be pretty good. He has to keep that hidden, though, because he's not going to have a very good way of defending that for a really long time. all his Hellions are down here. It looks like Leenock's going to do a little sneak by right here. And we'll see how well he does. There are a couple Hellions in there. Oh, his ramp is down, or his supply depots are down, so he's going to get into the base. You know, right for the mineral line. How much damage is he going to do? He's going to pick off... He's not going to get any. In fact, he's just going to do a run through and scout. He's probably pretty confused to see that command center sitting there. But all in all, that attack didn't really do any damage. It was more of a scout than anything. And actually, Leenock's heading back home with the rest of his Zerglings. Not exactly sure what happened there, but he did lay down a third hatchery. So maybe he just got in there, saw the command center, and went, well, I need to expand again right now, or else this is going to be rough. So I'm not going to be worried about these lings. But he is going to try to get in here again. And the ramp is down once again. Oh! ThorZaIN barely gets it up in time. That's what she said. Oh god, I just put that in my stream. What am I, a child? That tank is now shooting at him. Kind of freaking out there, you know, the supply depot got in his way, but... Leenock just seems to be kind of throwing Zerglings away right now, which I don't exactly agree with. I mean, I know they're not going to be the best, but he could have easily got in and got on the mineral line and done some damage there. At least picked off one or two SCVs instead of doing absolutely no damage. But ThorZaIN, he's definitely going to be going mech this match. He has a lot of Hellions. The siege tanks are out. And I saw the armory going down. Where did that go down? I thought I saw there. There it is. I saw the armory going down. So he may be seeing Thors, or maybe he's just going to be getting upgrades for his tanks and Hellions. So we will have to wait and see what his plan is for that. But this orbital is still not being utilized. It is being used for SCV production and mules, but it's not actually having a base of its own. It's definitely interesting, because he may have just got it early because he knew he could. Let me put it this way. He got the command center because he knew it'd be a long time until Zerg got any sort of forces up to attack him with. And while he's safe, he's going to get up... There's a Thor from ThorZaIN. But while he was safe, he would get the command center up and in his base. It's going to increase his SCV production, going to get down more mules, and then when he starts to get a little more mined out, like with his mains going to get a little mined out here, and he has more map presence, then he can expand right away. He doesn't have to build anything. It just can fly it over, lay it down, and have that expansion right away. So I really like that idea, and Leenock is gonna not lose that Overseer? Wow. Thors don't do very good against one-on-one against units. It's pretty horrible.
Hey Adam, are you coming?
And Leenock's laying down a fourth hatch as well. So this is definitely going to go a macro game. It's going to go pretty late. Everything I'm seeing... I haven't really been looking at Leenock to see what he's been doing. I've been focusing on ThorZaIN because he's our Terran player. But the Spire is up. There are quite a few mutas on the way right now. Are there any right on the field? No, there are not. Yeah, so... Okay. Just kind of getting a look around here. Like I said, I'm paying way too much attention to ThorZaIN. There's the infestation pit. So, eventually... Ooh! Good little lineup of drones right there. And then ThorZaIN's just going to run away. No big deal. But it looks like eventually we are going to get to that Infestor Broodlord style that everybody seems to be liking. Leenock getting a couple upgrades out of that Spire right now before he makes into a greater Spire because he has to wait in the Hive. And we're seeing a few mutas out, but I think those are just more for map control. You know, getting shit like this barracks. And because they're not going to be able to do much. Missile turrets are going up, the Thors are out. They're not really going to be a threat. They're just for map presence. But Leenock has not had much opposition to his expanding. ThorZaIN is a little bit more passive of a player. He doesn't go out, and that is a lot of mules. Wow. A lot of mules. He doesn't go out and be aggressive with his units like we see some other players do, but he is very good at getting his macro up, and as you can see, very good at expanding. I mean, there's another command center right there too, so he's getting prepared to expand twice whenever that is indeed possible. Leenock, though, he is the man when it comes to creep spreads, so wherever ThorZaIN goes, Leenock's going to know, especially with these mutas out on the field to kind of keep track of everything. There we go. Greater Spire is on the way, along with more upgrades and another hatch. So, holy crap, this is going to be a macro game. Where is that command center going? Where are you going, command center? That command center is going right there, right on the edge of the creep. Mutas are going to see it in no time. Ooh, and actually the mutas are going to get a couple free kills here. Get a couple tanks, and actually they didn't do too much damage. Managed to get one SCV who was producing that missile turret, but that's actually not that big of a deal considering there's 64 SCVs. So, and 90 drones, so Leenock's about where he needs to be. There are no corruptors out yet. I've seen a lot of players get the corruptors out early so that way they can get broodlords right as soon as the spire is done. But Leenock doesn't appear to be too worried about that. Oh, there they are. There's the corruptors, as I'm saying something. And, is it just me, or are overseers a lot stronger than they used to be? Did manage to get a changeling off, so he's going to get some more scouting in here. He's going to see more command centers. Stop it, mouse. And the starports are going down just now. ThorZaIN knows the timings for broodlords and that they're going to be coming up. He's got 2 reactors here, so he's going to have lots of Vikings coming out here pretty soon. Oh, I just heard another changeling. I think it just died. Oh, little roach run by right here. Gonna see what damage he can do. He's gonna be able to get quite a few SCVs if he does it right. And actually, these Thors are just on the move command. He's got to be careful with those. We go to the units lost tab. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Which one was the units lost tab? Units killed. Control R. Yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Well, workers tab or units killed screen. It's actually pretty even. ThorZaIN's killed more units, but of course that's to be expected because it's Zerg. And here we go. Here is the huge Broodlord Infestor Death Ball coming across the map. And Leenock doing what he needs to do and getting up all those spine crawlers behind. I mean, you can see his minerals are just through the roof. So what you're going to see him do is make more drones, make more drones, make more drones, get probably over 100, and then build a bunch of spine crawlers, and then just keep doing that. So at the same time that we have this attack going on, there's a bunch of Lings running into ThorZaIN's third base. And I think ThorZaIN spread out a little too much for this. He is managing to take care of these Broodlords fairly easily, though. These infested Terrans are going to be a pain, though. Ooh, that was a good fungal. Actually, I guess the Thors cleaned them up pretty well. Usually Thors don't do as well against small DPS units. Like multiple small DPS units, but they actually clean that up pretty well. Not very often you see Thors against infested Terrans. So Leenock, or ThorZaIN rather, managed to hold off that attack fairly easily. How many Vikings does he have right now? He has 13 Vikings, 10 Thors, yeah. So the Broodlords are actually not going to be able to do a whole lot. He's going to get a planetary down here, which is gonna be a little bit too late. Unfortunately, I think he's gonna have to either cancel this or he's just gonna lose it. Or Leenock just doesn't care about it. Nope, Leenock's just gonna go for where the actual mining is. Not even gonna bother with it. The Thors are moving down, but the Thors are so slow. Hellions, though, Hellions are pretty quick. And the tanks clean it up. There we go. Now Leenock's gonna attack it, but there's already Thors down here, and the planetary's almost done. That's really not gonna do much damage. Did I just... Oh my goodness, you can use that button. Woo! My casting is just about to get a lot better, people. Maybe. If my processor can hold up. Come on, computer. Calm down. You got this. I know this is an intense, oh my goodness, action. But you got this. Look at that army. If you go to the Units tab, there are 12 Broodlords, 9 Corruptors, 4 Infestors, 8 Queens on the map. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, if you look at ThorZaIN's army, unfortunately for Leenock, I should say, 19 Vikings, 10 Thors, 8 Hellions, and 6 Siege Tanks. This is actually not looking good for Leenock. There's a lot of stuff to take care of, those Broodlords. Ooh, and they are really clumped up. He's got to be careful. He's got to spread those out. If those Thors get some good shots on, and he's using a lot of these Queens too, which is kind of surprising. He's actually attacking with the Queens. The Bungles are going down on all the Vikings, but they don't manage to do enough damage, and Leenock can get pushed back here, no problem. ThorZaIN doing a shit ton of damage, and coming out with this army supply way ahead. Leenock's not looking very good right now. The Corruptors are going to be able to take down the Vikings, but there's just so many Thors to clean up those Broodlords. He's got to retreat into this lineup of Spine Crawlers, but I still don't think that's going to be enough, because, yeah, ThorZaIN's just going to siege up and attack. And there is not a whole lot Leenock can do right now. This one Queen is going to probably be able to snipe, but never mind. Yeah, now he's just going to do the slow Terran push. There is really not a whole lot Leenock can do. You can see him building a whole lot of Zerglings. There's some Roaches on the way. The Corruptors are coming out. But the army of ThorZaIN is just too big, and it's too strong. And mech play is good once you get big numbers. Mech play is not good in small numbers, and this is definitely big numbers. It just seems like Leenock's slowly dying. I mean, he's building Roaches. He's going to try to get up a little bit of our army. Where are those Roaches? There's some there. There's some there. They're just kind of all over the place. He's going to try to gather up an army before he, decides to push out here. But at the same time, I mean, ThorZaIN's got 3 more tanks and a bunch more Vikings. Baneling nest on the way from Leenock. If Leenock can get this up and gets a bunch of Banelings out, this could actually be good. Banelings are very good against mech play if you have really, really big numbers. So the only way I could see him doing that is he needs to get out a lot of Zerglings really fast. But he's still really focusing on that Roach play. And actually, it looks like he's just going to go for a counterattack, which is probably the best idea he has right now. Try to pull him back a little bit. But there's a planetary here, there's a planetary down there. Leenock's just going to try and run by. He's going to try to get into the main, which there's not a whole lot going on up here. A lot of SCVs, a lot of Vikings. The Vikings are going to land. Supply depots go up. The tanks are down. These Roaches are actually going to do some good damage, but at the same token, ThorZaIN's just marching through. There's nothing to stop him. Well, there's quite a few Roaches there, but it's just I can't see it being enough. He does have to land the Vikings, though, to get enough DPS out. And Leenock's still doing some more damage down here. He needs to produce some more stuff. Oh, there's some Banshees on the way. That's going to be good for him. Those Banshees are actually going to be really good because those Roaches are going to be useless at that point. And he's got some Hellions down here cleaning up creep tumors. This is some amazing example of multitasking. Got this battle going. Oh, Leenock moving in and getting every single one of those Thors. The tanks do manage to do a lot of damage to those Roaches, but it looks like Leenock is going to be able to clean this up. Are you kidding me? Oh, Leenock with that Roach control. That was pretty amazing. In fact, there's still one Roach up here doing damage. The Banshees are out now, and that is going to be kind of rough. But ThorZaIN's army is definitely looking weak. Units tab shows... Actually, there's still 5 Thors somewhere. ThorZaIN giving us some website to go to. If you want to check that out and tell me what it is, you're more than welcome. Yeah, there's all the Thors. There they are. And now Leenock is... Yeah, I was going to say Leenock's supply was looking really low, so he gives the GG. Well, that was a fun match to watch. I was prepared to go through a lot of ThorZaIN replays to find one that was really good, but the first one I got I should have known Leenock and ThorZaIN. That was going to be a good match. Oh, wow. Big armies, big mech play. I am so happy to see Terrans switching over to mech play. It was so underutilized just a couple patches ago. And it seemed that it wasn't going to change, but then just the metagame changed. There were no updates, no nothing to any sort of unit. It just kind of fixed itself. Thanks to people like ThorZaIN who decided Thors are awesome. Why wouldn't we not use Thors? They're giant robots. Who doesn't like giant robots? If you like giant robots, subscribe to my channel. Oh!